Look, man, for people out there that's listening, I'm saying I'm not perfect. I'm a bit of an ass, and I ain't even trying to be funny. But you got to have certain people in your life that's gonna get you where you going to, right? Like, keep your doggone college degrees, keep your high and mighty. You can keep all of that, right? Like I'm proud owner of a GED. My whole clique that I consider family, we're proud owners of like we should be the GD boys, right? And so my man, my little brother, because I say I don't got friends, my little brother, like last year he grossed he grossed $500,000. Like he come out the same streets I do. He come out the same streets I do, right? He come out the same streets I do. He grossed, right? I make sure I keep him on speed dial. Because you never want to be the smartest person in your circle. You never want to be the doggone richest person in your circle.
Welcome to the Love Is Podcast with your host, that Thorny Chic, Karen KK Rose, and her co-host, the Lovable Asshole. That's right, I said lovable, Mr. DK Walker, where they will be discussing love, relationships, family, life, sex, self-help, and what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur. Why? Because love is everything, and everything should be loved. Now to today's podcast.
Hello, everyone. It's your girls, that Thorny Chic, Karen KK Rose, alongside my co-host, the Lovable Asshole, DK Walker. DK, tell the people hello.
What's going on with you?
That was short and sweet.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, what's new with you?
No, I'm really not in a jovial mood. I'm not really in the typical podcast mood. Let's just trim the fat and get to the meat of the matter. The reason why we having this podcast, podcast that's entitled DK versus KK, What's Beef? Shout out my man Big. Yeah. So we about to find out what beef really is. And this, we're definitely going to label this joint under what it takes to be an entrepreneur. So, yeah, but there's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes before y'all get the final product, right? So read the joint that you put out today on, I believe that was on Instagram, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, read that and let's get to the shits.
The version of me you created in your mind is not my responsibility.
That is a mean demonstration. Mean, Johnny, mean. The version that you create of someone in your mind is not their responsibility. So was that you, or did you borrow, quotation marks in the air, that quote from someone?
Now, we all know I am a very, very repeat offender of grand theft meme thieving. So that was definitely a repost.
That's cute. All right, not a problem. So do you think that are people guilty sometimes of giving people enough leeway? They see potential in people, and then what happens when a person falls short, then it's not their responsibility. Being so like, okay, I see you going one way, and I see you crossing your T's and dotting your I's, but every blue moon or the blue moons are not so much infrequent. You start stumbling more. So because you give them all this to judge you off of, like, because you've been doing your thing, then you stumble, doing your thing, stumble, doing your thing, stumble. So it's not so much of a person like, making up this, what they think about you is what you've given them to think about you. And then you don't live up to what you've given them.
I think a part of growth.
How much does that that's fucking funny. You said part of growth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So look, we're not gonna speak in code. I'm from the old school. I'm a rap head from the old school. We name names, and we when we do play spades, cards is definitely face up on the table. So, we supposed to have did this podcast earlier today, 12 o'clock. Yesterday, my co-host, we put 2 in the can yesterday. Them joints was fire. I'm like, they was some of our best work. We had fun. Some good nuggets was in both episodes yesterday. And so she was like, I gotta get together at my house later on. So let me go. Boom. So I cut her loose. She go handle her handle. So today we supposed to reconvene and knock another 2 out the box because, she works frontline at a hospital and her schedule is crazy. I'm not knocking her hustle. I mean, I'm an understanding guy, regardless of the name asshole, I'm still understanding the time that we agreed upon. And I let her pick the time. I didn't, right? Because I'm understanding. I want you, because I know you had a shindig. I didn't know how long that shindig was going to extend at your house. I didn't know the festivities that have been taking place at said shindig, at said. I didn't know none of that. So I like, okay, you tell me what time you're going to be up and ready to go.
Right.
And then she said, okay, bet, 12 o'clock. I like, you sure? She said, 12. All right, cool, not a problem.
Right.
And so 12 o'clock rolls around. I'm just getting up. Can we do it at 2?
Right.
So I'm a stop, right? Because that's where and correct me. Did I say anything wrong? Did I say? And so this is not necessary. It's going to sound, for the listeners, it's going to sound real personal, right? And then y'all probably thinking yourself, I can never really, really work with this guy behind the scenes because he's truly an asshole. But what y'all failing to realize when you're talking about greatness, and I know to some people just podcast, right? But when you're talking about you want to go from point A to point B to point C, there's a lot of work. Most people are in love with the style and they give a fuck about the substance. So as long as we look good for the gram, as long as we sound good, but what goes into all of that is none of their concern. I just need to show up, do what I do, and bounce. So I want to make sure that I'm painting the picture of how we got to this point right here and right now. Shing ding, you tell me 12. I agree because I understand, you're younger, you got to blow your steam, not a problem. But 12, you like, can we push it back to 2? So I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna let you take, and if I've painted the picture with any misstrokes, please let me know.
And there wasn't any communication between there.
I'm asking you if I've painted the picture with any misstrokes, please let me know.
There is
you can give the story, you can bring the story up to par.
Okay, so
don't do me a favor, bring the story up to where I just left off at, right? And then we'll take it from there.
So the shindig went down. Everything was fine. And then as everybody's getting ready to leave, one of the party attendants starts getting sick, puking everywhere. Had to wake up this morning and bleach down my porch. It was that bad. It was on the siding and on the porch. So it's now 4 a.m. Finally kind of got her down to dry heaves instead of just exorcism. Get her find her car that she parked up the block. I called somebody to come drive her. I would drive behind them or in front of them, take her car home, get her home, come back, clean my house, go to bed. This all transpires is 4 a.m. pushing. By the time we probably got her home, got her settled down, it was more like 5. So did all that. 4 a.m. I'm like, ooh, by the time I get all this done, I'm probably not going to be up. Let me shoot a text and say, listen, I'm just now taking somebody home. I'll hit you back. Just so you were aware. Then when I did get up, it was 10. So I was like, I'll be all right. When I got up again, it was noon. Then I was like, ooh, I'm just getting up. Let me get myself together. Can we push it back till 2? With no response. Not a yes, not a no, not a maybe. No, let's just do it now.
Okay, right. But okay, so, earlier you was insinuating that I was painting this picture, with strokes that wasn't aligned, like I was misleading the people or some shit like that. Also in that earlier, before we got to me, because, I found it, because I don't, it's one of the beautiful things about getting a little bit older. You don't let shit rest on your soul because, people don't earn the space to let the bullshit rest in your soul. You handle your situation. You have that hard, because we always talk about having hard conversations, and me and Karen, we sometimes, we're having a hard conversation in front of everybody. And so my purpose of this is not to be a dick. My purpose of this is not to be an asshole. I mean, because we consider y'all family, people that, tune in, our regular listeners, and then people that's going to catch wind of this and jump on and whatnot, know that, we're so transparent. We're fucking invisible. At the end of the day, my what I want to accomplish with this is let me know. Because sometimes, you can't see the picture if you're the frame, right? And all bullshit aside, I am the frame. Everything that's inside is the picture. I can't see the picture because I am the frame. I didn't say we, I said I, right? Not a problem. So I get the joint, you know, she said that, you know, no response. I'm like, there was nothing to respond to. It's already 12. I let you choose the time. And, but which I've not, the rest of the picture that you're not getting is this is not a one time I messed up, or oops, this happened, or I'm falling short here. Like, and in the text that we had before we actually got on the podcast, I said, I would totally understand. This is, you know, you can go and screenshot that shit, post that shit, you know what I mean? Send that shit to videos and put a motherfucking intro and outro on it. But this is what I said now, you know. I said, did I was kind of cruel. I do apologize. But I asked, did the bitch die? And that may sound harsh to some people, right? I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, it's, you know, your friend being sick is none of my concern. None. I don't wish death. I don't wish ill, but it's an excuse. And and y'all probably thinking like, oh, he's a real ass, right? Which I probably like huge fans of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan played Game 6 of the NBA Finals against the Utah Jazz with food poisoning. So, but he still went out and did what he had to do. Now, Scottie Pippen wasn't sick. Mike was sick, and Mike still went and did what he's supposed to do. And it wasn't you that was sick. It was your friend that was sick. So I'm kind of like, I'm from the old school. If I understand life, because sometimes I'm not gonna act like I dropped the ball, but I keep it a buck. I'm tired. Look, oh no, you fucking right. I dropped the ball, but it's never.
You've never been late. You've never been late.
No. I drop the ball if it's work related. I drop the ball if it's all these things are understandable to me, right? Like I'm not, and that's what I said. Like if it's work, if you're tired, if you got something going, you got to run up and down. Like you
time out. We have agreed.
I'm not a fucking kid, so ain't no time out. But I understand what you're saying. Please continue.
When we've sat down and said, hey, I'm getting home from work. You're getting home from work. Hey, I'm about to go take a nap. I'll be on at such and such time. And we've not missed that time by half an hour, an hour.
But okay, not a problem. But what did you just say? I'm just getting home from work. I just said, if you were listening, not hearing, listening is paying attention. Hearing is just like, because your ears are always going to work. I said, I'm not tripping if somebody's coming home from work, right? If somebody's been running up and down 95, right? If it's a family, like all those things are like, I understand that, you know, the 9 to 5 funnels the dream. That's entrepreneurship. Don't think that you got to quit your job before your dreams starts to support your lifestyle. So I like when you talking about you tired or, you know, work kicking your ass, you need some time. I promise you, I'm behind the trash truck. And some days I drag my ass in, especially on Mondays and Tuesdays. I got enough energy to wash my ass and climb into bed. Damn. That's all the energy I got. And so no matter what I agreed upon, then I was overslept because I got off work. So what are we talking about again here? Because I said work. I said if family. So if you can tell me any other time that I've dropped the ball when it wasn't, you know, if it wasn't had to do with family or work, please help me to understand that situation.
No. But you have been late before. But I don't understand. If somebody is at your house puking, you're just going to leave it there? You're just going to let them sit there and puke?
Okay, I'm just, you know, but like I said, I let you sit the time.
I know?
And then,
but prior to that, did I know that this person was going to puke all over my house and outside of my house?
Okay.
Did I? No.
But it's an excuse. Nobody didn't die. And that's the difference between my mindset and your mindset. Like, what are we talking about? If I had to, like, if I tell you something and I knew, and the reason that we agreed to do 2 yesterday and supposedly 2 today is because you out your own mouth said that your schedule on September going to be crazy. So we do the 2 and 2. That gives us 4 weeks worth of content in the can. So no matter what you got going on, we're covered. No matter what I got going on, we're covered, right? It's called batching content. You batch your content because life is going to get in the way. So you batch your content to cover your ass. So when you have those opportunities, when you got a break in your schedule, then you know, once again, my mindset is different. Then nothing supersedes the podcast unless somebody's dying. Like my time is my most valuable asset. Nothing supersedes because I know the end game. But I know, like, okay, I know it's going to take me to get there. So I got the schedule set up. I got this time allotted for that. I'm good. Right. Because I know life is going to get in the way. And it's rare that you actually get 2 full days off back to back and weekend days. I'm not making this shit up. It's a rarity.
I just didn't pick up. I'm off. I just decided to go in. This was not my weekend on. And I do have overtime tomorrow.
Okay. I'm not. We're not splitting hairs. The fact is, whether you sign up for overtime or not, the fact is that you were currently off yesterday, correct?
Yeah.
And you were currently off today, correct?
Yeah, and I'm off. I'm pretty much off.
How often does that happen?
Every other weekend.
But how often do you actually that you're off both days?
Off like what? Off and
as in you don't have to work. Like it's okay to be. It's different than you're off. You're scheduled off, but you still go to work. So physically, you're not off work. You're scheduled off, but you went to win it. But once again, we missing the point, right? The point is, I let you agreed upon, not a problem. And I get the whole about the girlfriend. And like I say, like did she die?
No, no, she said she didn't die until 7. No, she felt like it though. I'm sure she still feels like it. She said she didn't feel good till about
right. 7. Right. And so y'all probably thinking like, okay, I see bugging enough. This is the first.
Go ahead.
No. You said I'm holding.
So I had other plans tonight. I canceled those and made sure I was available the rest of the day. So when you were done doing your thing, because you had things to do too, which I'm respectful of, made sure to be available. You said, okay, let's go get podcasts done. So you say we're not splitting hairs, but we actually are. And again, it's not like I just didn't tell you what was going on. I fully made you aware that, look, some shit's going down.
But once again, that shit had nothing to do with you. Once again, it wasn't family. Once again, nobody didn't die.
If somebody's puking at your house, there's puke on your floor. There's puke everywhere.
Michael Jordan played Game 6. Michael Jordan played Game 6 with food poisoning. I'm like, if you don't take my word for it, they actually got the special on Netflix. Like go to the Game 6 Utah Jazz. I want to say it was the 1996, 97 season, right? They give the whole backdrop to the story. They was up, it was late, they was up gambling, doing because Mike don't gamble. He has a competition problem. Excuse me. Pardon me again. That's because I do have my doggone spring water, salsa water, whatever that shit is. So they up doing whatever case may be. He like, yo, I'm hungry, and it was nothing open. It's Utah. It was nothing open. So he got a pizza, and the story goes, a bunch of cats came to the door, a bunch of guys, and it was like, had the pizza in hand. And it was strange because if you order pizza, it's just one delivery guy, but you had a rack of dudes at the door. Now they just brushed it off because they knew it was Michael Jordan. They want to get a glimpse at the GOAT, or arguably the GOAT, right? I'm partial. I believe Kobe's the GOAT. You know what I mean? Because I'm a Laker fan, but that's either here nor there. And so he goes like nobody else in the room eats the piece. He's the only one to eat it. And then he gets like, so ill it's pathetic. But he was like, okay, I'm still going out to play. This is not going to a Game 7. I'm still going out to play. And y'all probably think about like, what the fuck does Michael Jordan have to do with Kern's guest? Okay, once again, I need you to focus on it's not Kern that was sick. It was her guest. And I understand the time frame that by this time and then no response. But I'm thinking by the time I get to Texas, over the time we supposed to be showtime. And I'm thinking like, and then, what she didn't bother to fill in was like, I bet like, I asked you to push the time back at 4:00 because I still get up, like I got to go to work. Like my internal clock, I can only sleep to a certain time. I just got to get out of bed. Like about 5:00, I'm usually up. So if she'd have texted me or asked me or gave me anything, she did say this is what's going on. But during that earlier interaction that she gave to me, it was never, can we push the time back? And so if I'd have got that information beforehand, right? Okay, now I get to move my scheduling around. Oh, cool, not a problem. But what I got was, this is my situation. I'm looking at the text like, what the fuck does that got to do? It don't got nothing to do with me. Nothing. It don't not got, technically, really speaking, it don't got nothing to do with her. Somebody got sick, they threw it, we clean it up, we keep pushing. The problem with I'm piecing, this is not a one-time affair whereas a ball was dropped and she's probably thinking this nigga's a real asshole trying to air me out. That's not what I'm trying to get somebody to understand there. No. I'm talking, look, what I'm trying to get, it's like everybody wants something. Everybody has dreams. Everybody has goals. Everybody has aspirations. But anytime a blip in life hiccups and then you divert course and you start to do that at a multitude of times, if you're in that for yourself, if it's just your dream and you're doing whatever dolo, then it only affects you, right? But if you have a partner, if you got somebody and then you get these blips and your schedule's crazy, his schedule was crazy. So it's just like, okay, cool, not a problem, right? And like, I don't understand how, like, sometimes you got to press on when there's nothing left in the tank. Sometimes you got to keep going when ain't nothing to keep going on too. And if you're in this, your entrepreneurial endeavor by yourself, it's not a problem because it only affects you. But when you got other people that's, counting on you, you got other people that's depending on you, like, unless you're dying, unless someone in your family's dying, the rest of that shit is just an excuse. And no disrespect to homegirl, a part of me prays that she's fine. I wish no ill. And I was wrong when I said that the bitch died. But a part of me is like, if that didn't happen, the rest of it is just excuses.
And that's your standpoint. Because there's not going to be, if that's your mindset, nobody's going to talk you out of it. Nobody's going to talk you off this point. You want me to be wrong. It is not that you want me to be wrong so you can be right.
I want you to be wrong. So, go ahead. I promise you.
If there's beef, somebody's got to be wrong. Somebody's got to be right. So I'm the wrong.
It's not. It's no. It is. There's no right and wrong in life. It just is. And it took me a minute to get to that. It took me a minute to get, there's no like, so the reason I honestly believe there's no right and wrong is just is. And once you accept that there is just is in life, you got freedom. Because if you keep looking for right and wrong, that means in order for a person to be wrong, then it's like, okay, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. But then again, it just may be who they are. So you hold a person to it, like the thing that you read earlier, you hold a person to a standard in your mind and come to find out that's not who they are, right? So it's not them being wrong. It's not them dropping the ball. It's just they're not wrong. It's just who they are. They love the style. They love the flash. They love the pop. But when it comes time to, when something go wrong, it's like, oh my, I'm not understanding that part. I don't get that. And like I said earlier, I'm not without, like I too fall short, right? I promise you I fall short. I do. But and I'm not bigging myself up, but anybody that knows me on the other side of the coin, anybody that knows DK Walker, and I'm not, they probably say this dude is a real dick. It's all right. Somebody that's put like this, an entrepreneur that understand that the grind, I promise you they understand what I'm getting at. But anybody that knows me knows that, like, the people that I got on the other side, that has nothing to do with the Love Is podcast, because I have other, business endeavors when I deal with authors. And I deal with authors that's 9 times out of 10 your favorite author. I have done books for, a pure romance consultant, and it's not my wife, that she has $1 million team, right? Like, she has a $1 million team, and then DK, I need you to go do my second book. Oh, DK, I got a situation with my son, I need you to do a logo. So like I produce at a very high level, but I'm not here bragging. But what I'm telling you is that, like, this right here, what I'm doing right now is like, okay, it's my baby. And when me and Kern linked up, I'm like, I can't do everything, because you got to build with a team. You got to, like, no man is an island, and you won't get far in life trying to do everything. It just don't happen that way. When I was younger and didn't have wife, didn't have kids, didn't have mortgage, I had more time on my hands, but I was nowhere near focused. So I'm focused more so now, more than ever, because I understand that I'm closer to death than I am to life. Right? I'm past 50. I'm close to death, and I'm not speaking that into existence. That's just factual, right? I'm closer to death than I am to life. And so my energy level is not, where it should be, but my focus is there. So now, even when I do, like, I'm going to make up on the back end. If I don't, I promise you, I'm going to push this to the promised land where I see us going to. And then when a person's not giving me that same energy, I feel a certain type of way. So this is not a one-time affair. This is not a one-time where behind the scenes I'm having a Michael Jordan moment and I'm talking crazy to my teammates. It's not that. And the reason I want to bring it to the podcast is just like, I want other people to hear this. I want them to chime in. And then please, like, if you want to call me a dick, I could care less. But anybody that's successful knows there's a certain amount of grind that goes into any amount of success. There's certain things that you got to do that other people, they talk it. When it's come time to execute, they fall flat on their face because it's not in them. Right. And they act like everything is cool. And they looking like, ho, you didn't do what you said you're supposed to do. Once it's cool, twice is all right. 3 times you're looking at patterns. So you're looking at this person like, oh, where do we go from here? How do we shape this? How do I take the person that I've formulated in my mind, and how do I connect to the real person? So, like, when we have time to execute, because, we don't have a lot of time, and time is our most valuable asset. We don't have a lot of it. And it come time, and when it comes showtime, we need to go ahead and perform. And then you get on with your life, I get on with mine. Like, and then we looking like, and then when it don't happen, we Now we scrambling because this opportunity by your mouth, not mine, because September is going to be crazy for you. Like, we're not going to have this opportunity again. We're not going to have this opportunity to put 4 podcasts on the book, and then we get to the other shit that we talked about.
I didn't say that. I just said the schedule was going to be crazy. I didn't say it wouldn't happen again. But
right.
Of course, you're the only one who loses sleep. You do all the videos. You do everything. I just come on, do my he's, my ha-ha-has, and that's it. I don't do any research, I don't do the research.
Right. Like,
I just show up.
I have no sympathy. I don't got sympathy for, I'm not
asking you for it. I'm not. But you just said up here and I do. So again,
you're fucking right. I do. I never said what you didn't do. I'm talking about this instance. Now, if you want to, I'll pass the mic. You can say what you do. I know what I said. I said
I do this. So the inference that the picture that you're painting is that I don't do anything. I just show up, jump on the mic. I don't research the what the fuck news. I don't miss any sleep. I sleep all the time. I grumble every time. No, when I wanted to do the WAP, got up before work, made sure all that popped off before I left for work. And that's not the first time it's happened. So this is what I don't like. You make it seem like I never am on the, I'm never on the ball. I'm never, ready to go. If you say jump, I always go. But this whole, I don't operate like you do. I give a fuck about my people. I give a fuck about my friends. I like having a social life outside of my 9 to 5 and the podcast. My friend was that's what I took care of. That was my priority because that's my heart. That's the type of person I am. I take care of people when I'm at the bar who are sick.
Okay.
I'm not going to let somebody I work in a health industry and people can really die from alcohol poisoning. She was really sick. That was a real concern.
So her silly ass shouldn't be drinking so much. She should have drunk enough water before she started drinking. Like,
what she should have done is not drink that shit she brought. That's what she should have not done. Everybody else.
So who fault is that? Like, I can't save every homeless man I pass on the street. Let's call the Jay-Z line. I can't help the poor if I'm one of them. And I've never not once said that you don't do whatever. You can get on, like, the mic is, I promise you, I'll shut my loud mouth ass up and you can give the people the whole, what you call me, about what you do. But while you're doing that, don't act like there was no, let's keep it a buck. Don't act like there wasn't a learning curve on the most simplest shit I asked you to do, and you acted like you was all thumbs. Don't act like I didn't hold your hand and get you to the pro. Don't do that. Like, I don't got no problem. The problem that I really go ahead. The problem that I like, y'all don't understand. I cannot stand the fucking spotlight. Like, I don't. Right. So I'm just I'm the personality. I'm the asshole. I'm the dickhead. I don't give a, if you check the Lovable Asshole, if you go to my IG and see, and you look at when this picture was posted, when that was posted, you'll see a bunch of infrequency. Cause I promise you, I don't care about, I don't need that. I don't, that shit does not make my cup runneth over, but I understand that it's needed to move the needle forward in the business, right? And you give this whole doggone lullaby story about I care about my friends, and then if they, like, I'm not asking you not to care about your friends, but what I'm asking you to care about is your responsibilities. Like, it separates what I want to do from what I'm going to do. And no matter, like I say, I like, you're right. You not me, right? My thing is, if ain't nobody sick, that's
sick.
And, okay, let me finish. The difference between me and you is I don't even got friends. I got family. And if I fuck with you, you're considered family. I don't consider, like, a friend is with the like I just got the phone with my man today, and I love my dude to death, but and people know I'm a sports head, and with the Blazers was on, my man got a situation. And so I'm thinking I just left and picked up something for the house, and I'm sitting there. And my man was like, I'm like, so I had to make a mental, do I come in the house and catch the game? Cause like my new favorite player is Damian Lillard. You know what I mean? I promise you that Bama got the dog in him. He got that dog. Or do I sit here and get my man through his go through? Cause he's family. Pardon me. So without even giving it too much thought, fuck Damian Lillard, it's always on replay somewhere. So we sit there and we chopped it up for a good minute, you know what I mean? Until I got him, like, whatever. We talked that thing out. But what happens is I don't have a bunch of people in my life bringing me whatever, because like if you got all these people in your life, say if you got 5, 6, 7 friends, right? That means you're dealing with 5, 6, 7 crazy personalities. Every time a person call, it pulls on your spirit. Somebody else call, it pulls on your spirit. My doggone circle so doggone small. The running joke is in my household is my daughter always says, Daddy, you don't got no friends. Like, she right. I have no friends. All I have is family. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. Your problem is like you took that the way to like I painted the picture like you got like, oh, and to some extent with everything you said was true. Not the fact that you don't research this, but that was at my prompting. Not the fact that you don't do the videos, but that wasn't after I turned all that stuff over to you. That like before the first 10 joints was 100% all me. I'm like, I can't do this by myself. Let me stop being, because I am a control freak, right? Because it got to get done right. Let me go and put this. And I gave that to you. I got no problem admitting that, none whatsoever. And if you want to play back the doggone tape, there's been a multitude of times in private text messages I've said, I see the growth. You're doing a great job. But if I'm going to take the time out to tell you that you're doing a great job, I'm also going to take the time out that you fucking up. Bottom line, flat out.
Right. And I take it all into consideration. What pisses me off is that you always make it seem like you do everything right. When you got into the business, you did everything correct, that you just, you had it all figured out. And that's how you always paint the picture. It's how you always paint the picture.
That's how I always paint the picture. I mean, some people are born to walk on air. Some people are born to dunk. Me, I'm the person that don't mind. So like, I don't mind. That's the difference between me and you. Let me help you out.
Michael Jordan,
so I'm not going to paint that.
Yes.
I'm not going to paint that picture. The difference between me and anybody else, right? Or a lot of people that's not getting to where they want to go to is, unlike you, please have a social life. I'm not but social life don't pay the bills, right? Like, you please fraternize, but fraternization doesn't pay the bills. I will sit in front of my computer for hours on end on YouTube University, right? I will sit in front of my computer hours on end watching webinars. Like, and that took, and so I got all of that knowledge from, like, I'm not, as much as I love wrestling, I say wrestling, you know what I mean? As much as I love that, I'm in front of YouTube. I'm watching this. I'm doing that. I'm taking notes. I'm checking this guru against that guru. Let me give y'all a quick tip, by the way. If you watch enough free content from at least 3 gurus in whatever your field that you're trying to get into, that's enough right there to get you where you're going to. And so that's a little trick I learned a long time ago. So if you just watch enough of free content, so they say they upsell you later, but if you just watch enough of their free content between 2 or 3 gurus in that lane, you have enough information to be well on your way. And unlike you, I will sit there when I'm tired. I will sit there when my motherfucking leg hurt. I will sit there when my ass hurt. I will sit there knowing like life has passed me by. Then a voice goes up like, no. Life is not passing you by. You're creating the life that you're going to live later on. And so what I did for you, bringing you on the team and under my wing, you didn't have to sit in front of you didn't have to sit hours on end. You didn't have to take notes. You didn't have to do none of that shit. I wrote out a blueprint plan. You do A, B, C, D, fill up the gaps where I don't have the time to, and I promise you we're going to get to where we're going to quicker than we ever had before. Now, please tell me I'm lying.
No, I never said you were. Never said you were lying. Because that's one thing you hate is a liar.
Look, man. For people out there that's listening, I'm saying I'm not perfect. I'm a bit of an ass, and I ain't even trying to be funny. But you got to have certain people in your life that's gonna get you where you going to, right? Like, keep your doggone college degrees. Keep your high and mighty. You can keep all of that, right? Like, I'm proud owner of a GED. My whole clique that I consider family, we're proud owners of like we should be the GD boys, right? And so my little brother, because I said I don't got friends, my little brother, like last year he grossed $500,000. Like he come out the same streets I do. He come out the same streets I do, right? He come out the same streets I do. He grossed, right? I make sure I keep him on speed dial. Because you never want to be the smartest person in your circle. You never want to be the doggone richest person in your circle. My other homeboy, Los and whatnot, he went through it hard, right? You know what I mean? When he was on alcohol, when he was throwing up, when he was on his deathbed, and God was like, nah, not just yet. You can't come home. And I lo and behold, I get back in contact with him. Now he's on his way. I think, yeah. He's on his way to become a minister. So he's heavily in the ministry, right? Yeah. As I spoke earlier about Leanne, you know what I mean? She runs $1 million team. Like when I talk about my circle is influence. Like my circle is like, I'm a GED dude, but when I look at my circle, I'm surrounded by nothing but successful people. And I understand their grind. I understand there is no excuses. There's no days off. There's let's get to it. And so while you think I'm just trying to cap on Kern, while you think I'm just trying to throw her underneath the bus, when you think like I'm trying to, if she got to be the sacrificial lamb for whomever's listening to this podcast to get what the fuck they going through, then let her die a brutal death, right? Not a problem. If we're going to be transparent and want to help somebody to help them get to where they really want to go to, it's not going to happen by, you doing it when it's convenient for you. And I ain't even talking about her right now, right? I'm not. It's going to happen for you when you doing it when you don't want to do it. When you tired, when your ass hurt, when you like, I don't got no money. How can I get this off the ground with no money? When you ain't getting no support from nobody in your fucking household, how do I make the motherfucking and the needle move and you ain't getting no support? And so what happens, you see people, I see, okay, they making that move right there. Oh, I see right, she could. And then you bring them in. But you understand, if I bring you in, I'm not going to bring you in and hold you to the level that you're comfortable at. You don't grow being comfortable. You don't ascend you don't do none of that shit being comfortable. You go through pain. You go through hurt. You go through a motherfucker telling you about yourself. This motherfucker, this nigga some shit. Who he think he is talking to me like this? He ain't my daddy. Right. But at the end of the day, I like, let's keep it a buck. I told Karen, like, if you walk with me, I promise you, but before we done, you'll have more zeros with a number in your bank account than you ever had in your fucking life fucking with me. Because I done all the groundwork, but I can't do this shit by myself. It's impossible. There's other things in my life I can cut this. I can say, fuck the Love Is podcast in this asshole with no motherfucking Vaseline. Bye-bye. I can do that and go over to my other joint and then get the cracking because that's all me anyway. But I know that's already set and ready to go. But Benzo, this has been on my heart. Been something that she took the time in because she seen the vision. She believed I'm not going to cut you off and kick you to the curb after you made the investment. What I'm going to do, I'm going to grab you by your motherfucking collar and drag your ass on because that's what family do.
And I always say I appreciate everything you've done for me. And you know that. When I was just a reviewer reviewing books, that's how we met. And if you guys didn't hear that it was 2 podcasts ago, and I think now, I was a reviewer for an online review club. I found this book on Amazon. I don't know how it got brought to me, but there it is. And that's how we connected. He put me on as that was like August maybe of 2017. And then by that October, I became the creative director. Took over our social media. And then you had the idea. And then I got my blog. Then I wrote my book. And then you said, hey, I think we should get into podcasting. We bought the mics. We held on to them for a minute. And now here we are. And I always tell you thank you first before I tell anybody thank you. Well, maybe behind Jesus. Let's be factual. Behind Jesus.
Oh, that's my dude. We got it. Me and God. God probably just covered his ass like that boy some shit for real. But it is what it is.
Jesus.
Nah, let's keep it a buck though. And at that point in time, because I'm like, I promise you, I don't understand how people, I guess they're celebrities, and celebrities believe that they're fans or people on the internet drives their lives. And not knowing if you just cut your computer off and don't read the comments, it doesn't affect you. Pardon me for 1 second, because I've made the mistake of drinking
and it got
sparkling water. I would tell you to edit that out. I really would, right? But we so transparent. Fuck that shit. Leave that shit in.
Listen, you gotta do like me. You gotta hit the mute button, burp, then come back.
I'm not. I'm going to burp, and because I'm old.
I'm not burping on the air. I'm not burping on air for our listeners to hear.
They be all right. I promise you, somebody burps while they listen, so I might as well burp while I'm talking. I'm sorry if I offend anybody. But let me get back to that point when we did the Witcher comment, because I don't want to paint the picture like it was a total, like what I'm doing is with this situation here, because I want people to see what it really takes behind the scenes. Like as much as you think the reason that we have great chemistry because we go back and forth like this off the microphone
all the time.
So I don't want y'all to think like, no. And y'all want to get somewhere, but the problem is you want to get somewhere and you want to play nice. You want to get somewhere and you don't got nobody that's big enough to tell you about yourself. Like, it's going to come a point in time, this going to marinate. And then when I slip up, because I'm going to slip up because I'm human, she's going to rip me a new asshole. Like, like, it's not a one-way thing. I just took this opportunity because I'm like, at this point in time, my time is limited. Like, my energy level is not what it used to be. I got a 10-year-old daughter that understands that her father's 50. Right? She don't or she'll be 11 soon, but she don't get like, she's like, Dad, I need to do, you said you was going, and I can't keep telling her no. So she's like, what, you need a 5-hour energy drink? Like, get your old ass up and let's get it cracking. So I guard my time like I'm guarding my life. That's how valuable time is, right? You think that, and I'm not talking to my co-host, I'm just talking to the listeners now. I'm talking to somebody that's listening now. You think the most valuable thing that you got is money. You think the most valuable thing that you have is possessions. But the most valuable thing that you will always have is time. It's no coincidence that things are systematically in place for you to waste your most valuable assets so you don't take the time out to get to your best version of yourself. Henceforth, Netflix, henceforth, social media, henceforth, gossiping, henceforth, sleeping in late, henceforth, all the bullshit. All that shit is designed for you to waste your most valuable asset. And if I'm talking to an entrepreneur, for a person that just want to get their life in a little bit of order, I didn't say in full order. I didn't say in total order. I said in full order. If you want to get your life in a little bit of order, just a little bit, get some of your time back. And so y'all think I'm just dragging. No. I'm just I'm going through the I'm going through the bullshit. I'm being a dick purposefully because I'm trying to tell people it's about your time. Okay, let me back up, right? Because I'm trying to get into heaven. God, please forgive me. I am happy that the young lady got straight and she's good. Not a problem. I'm happy that Karen was loving enough and caring enough to get her straight. But I'm not backing off my comments. At the end of the day, right? At the end, all we got is time. And unless it's me that's falling by the wayside, unless it's a family member that I love and care for that's falling by the wayside, I'm going to always use my time as best I see fit. Bottom line, flat out. And to take it back to earlier when we got the podcast, like, we had the microphones and we had the whole setup. I want to say a whole year before but that was me during that time. Not a problem. That was me during that time being scared, you know what I mean, to launch, being scared to, do we got enough? Being scared to, that was me. And so it was Karen that was patiently, because she bought it. I didn't buy the shit for, you know what I mean? She bought her own mic. She bought her own, like, she was, and it wasn't cheap. So and I not knocking nobody on Anchor FM. We're not using phones over here, right? We come out the gate with the professional shit. So I hope that, when we do got that shit in order and it sounds like they sound crispy. Yes, we bought expensive motherfucking shit, right? So she bought some expensive shit because I sold her a dream. And since I sold her a dream, it's my doggone job to make sure she wakes up to the reality of what she brought. So don't think that I'm just being a dick for a second. So you need some, quiet as kept, you know what I mean? No longer a secret. You need somebody like me in your life. If you half-assing it, if you just tipped on to the motherfucking meadow, if you just doing everything but what you really need to do, right? You need a person like me to pull your coattail. And they call them life coaches, right? That's what they call, that's what they call them, people like me, life coaches, right? But life coaches, they're not this straightforward. They're not this crass. They're not none of this. Life coach, but they're going to tell you what you need to do. And then once it don't pan out, they're going to look at you like you didn't execute. But they're not going to dig in your shit and pull you along. Now, I don't plan on pulling currents. That's not my job. Because you can only get, the saying is you can get a horse to water, but you can't force the horse to drink, right? But my job is to, like, if I see you, like, I'm going to shake this shit out you and, like, we not doing this. And I expect the same out of her because we family. Like, I don't expect you to, hey, you didn't. Hey, it's been a minute since if you don't tell me about myself quick, fast, and hurry, you're doing me a disservice as a family member if you don't tell me about myself while I'm fucking up. I've been alive 50 years. That means my doggone skin is 50 years of thickness. I have, like, talk to me crazy. I'm not sensitive. I really don't care. I'm just results driven. Where are the results? Let's get the results. If we're not getting the results, what are we doing it for if we're not the results, right? And so somebody out there right about now, because by the time we jumped on a Saturday night, and so although COVID is in full effect, the numbers are back up, you know what I mean? Somebody right about now is at a house party. Somebody right now is booed up. Somebody right now is doing everything that they want to do, and they ain't even thinking about what they need to do. They're doing everything they want to do, but they're not even thinking about what they need to do, right? And so what's going to happen is Monday going to roll around. They may have to go to work. They may not. But what's going to happen at least once a month, some bills will come in, and they want to like, how in the fuck I'm going to pay these bills? How I'm going to do this? How I'm going to do that? I want to write a book. I want to do courses. I want to do this. But you want to do a lot of shit, but you're not doing what you need to do that shit. You refuse to stay your ass home. You refuse to sit in front of your computer hours on end. You refuse to do the grunt work. You know what I mean? You can't shine without doing the grunt work. Like you can't shine without grinding. Okay, for my Christians out there, right? I'm gonna speak it real clear to you. You can pray as much as you want to. You can go over to the doggone basin and get that holy water out as much as you want to. You can go get them rosary beads as much as you want to. And somebody say, this dude is real. I'm not being sacrilegious because the Bible itself says, you know what I mean? Hope, faith, belief is dead without work. The Bible itself gives you the Bible itself. Okay. This is the easiest thing to get somebody because there's 3 steps to whatever it is that you're trying to do. If you want to write a book, 3 easy steps, have your book written in 4 days. People will eat that alive. I just gave somebody a title or something, but the thing is you got to live up to it. Like that's a flashy title, but once you produce the content has to drive those results. If you put that title out there and if at least 51%, I didn't say all, but if at least 51% of people sign up for the course, if they don't finish that book in 4 days, you're going to get an asshole full of bad reviews and you're dead in the water. You can't come back out with nothing. You got to change your name and start over again. So that whoever that persona that you have, they're dead because you didn't deliver. You gave a title. It was a great sale, but there was no substance there. The great style, no substance to deliver to people of the promise that you gave them in the first place, right? I just gave somebody something there. But like the Bible itself, it says the Bible gave the greatest, the Bible, okay, everybody gets you with the secret, the easy steps, but the Bible, I don't care if you believe, like that's not my problem. I believe all day long. I'm a Christian through and through, right? But one thing, I'm a common sense Christian. I'm a common sense Christian. Bottom line is, no matter what you do, if you do not put work towards it, it'll never get done.
You do know the basins and the rosary beads are Catholics, right?
Okay, like so, exactly. And somewhere in the Catholic, I don't know if they come out the Bible. They ass got to work too, correct?
They have a version of a Bible. I just wanted you to know.
Whatever. I'm not tripping off them. I ain't tripping off no Christians. I'm not tripping off no Muslims. I'm not tripping off no Hindus. I ain't tripping off no non-believers. But what I am tripping off of, if your ass ain't working, you're not gonna reap what you sow. Oh my bad, I offended somebody. I feel terrible. I promise you, I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight.
The sarcasm is duly noted.
Oh, since I'm on the roll, since I'm on a rant, and motherfuckers probably like, this motherfucker lost his mind. Look, let me, since we got this here, right? This gonna be like, because we're gonna do a couple of episodes, if we can never get our shit together, about being an entrepreneur, right? Because in when you listen to our show when it comes on, we do talk about, us, giving advice about being an entrepreneur. And one of the reasons that I've been in, because I've been in this game for a minute, not necessarily the podcasting lane, but I've been in the self-development. I've been in, writing books. I've been into publishing. Like I've been in this in a minute. And the reason I'm not where I'm supposed to be at, I had to get out of my way. I had to, because I'm always talking about how vain my co-host is. Like I promise you, nobody's more vainer than me. Like when I was younger, I was a handsome dude. Like, I'm still jacked, like whatever, right? But, I need dentist work done. So I hate taking pictures. I definitely hate doing fucking videos. And to top it all off that, about 2 to 3 years ago, I had, I'm going to go with 3 years, give or take, right? Bell palsy. Right. And at least if I remember the stat correctly, 89% of people recover fully from Bell palsy. Guess who fell in that 11% that doesn't fully recover? Yours truly. So sometimes when I talk, my eye droops, my left blends over to, my mouth blends over to the left. I'm pretty sure as you listen to the podcast, because we going on at least very close, like on 15, 16, 17, maybe about 17 episodes in. We got a couple of bonus joints. Sometimes my word slur is not because I'm drunk. I rarely drink. Shout out to my brother, though. I was like, I got drunk recently, but that's either here nor there. So I rarely drink, right? But sometimes my words still slur. And also because I do, I didn't recover fully from Bell palsy. The reason I'm saying this, if I would have got out of my way back then, tripping off me needing to get my teeth fixed in my head, right? I'd have been so far ahead of the game that, because right now videos is moving. That's another nugget for somebody. Videos is moving. That's moving the needle. Like, I don't care how many memes you post, how cute, like the actual, for people to actually see you live, because people after a while, they stop buying your service, they stop buying your product, they start to buy the person. And to make that connection, they like to see who they like to see the man or the woman behind the product and service. And so I had to like you got to get out your way. Like, so if you look on my IG joint, I think I did like maybe 3 quick little videos, and you don't understand how painful, because I'm a vain fucker. You don't understand how painful that was for me. But if I want to, all this shit I'm trying to drag her over the coals for, I can't kick her and don't kick ain't nobody kicking the fuck out of me more than I'm kicking the fuck out of myself. No, but I promise you. So I'm like, okay, you got to, like, if you really want to go to that next level, if you really want to, all this shit you barking, all this shit you talking, if you got to get over yourself. Nobody cares what your mouth look like. Nobody cares that you flirting on camera, winking at everybody. Like, I'm not flirting. That's just my eye like that. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not flirting. There's nothing I can do about it. It's cool. It's all right. Not a problem. You know what I mean? My daughter, like, baby, oh God, y'all don't understand how much I love my daughter. She's like, Daddy, I love your crooked smile. There's nothing wrong with you, Dad. I'm not knocking none of y'all kids, but your kid ain't my kid. Bottom line, flat out. She has made life worth living. She said, Daddy, ain't nothing wrong with your smile, Daddy. Like, I'm not gonna go out here and move the world for her. Because she didn't put that confidence, she didn't put that battery charge in my back. Have you lost your mind? Like, people like where we all want to get to in life, wherever it is that you're trying to go to, right? You got to be uncomfortable for a minute. Nothing produces like pain. Nothing produces like hurt. Nothing produces like you being uncomfortable. Nothing. Bottom line, flat out. So when I say that you got to get out your own way, there's something about you that's stopping you from doing what you need to do. Right. For me, it's because I didn't like the fact that I need dental work. For me, it was the fact that, I needed, to give a fact that, I didn't fully recover from Bell palsy. Right. I had to get out of my own way. I had to be like, you know what? You got to start being more visual. And as much as I'm kicking Karen up her ass right about now, I promise when we got this, she's going to curse me out because she didn't, Johnny kind of blindsided her. Right. So I don't know if this probably our last, I'm not sure if this is our last episode. It could be. I could have fucked up. It's all right. I'm going to pray on it. Not a problem. So I'm gonna pray on it.
The better question is, do you care?
My host was so. Say again?
I said the better question is, would you care?
Life goes on. See? Like you, as much as I fought with you.
I just wanted to prove how much of an asshole you really are. That's all. Thank you.
No. You can't let one. You can't let one person stop the show. As much as you love them.
No. I know you want you to clean it up.
I'm not gonna clean it up, but you just don't let one person stop this show. As much as I love you and I love you, like if you jump ship,
what I know.
Look at. If you jump ship, I love you enough to throw you down, not a line to pull you back because you jump. I'm gonna throw you down a life jacket because I don't want nothing to happen to you. But you jump ship, that means we ran our course, right? And that's one thing you understand. People are in your life for a time, right? Everybody's in your life for a time. Sometimes people are in your life for a lifetime. More times they're not. That's never true. I just gave somebody something else, right? You're holding on to people in your life longer than you should be. And you wonder why you can't get where you want to go to because you're holding on to the wrong people. New people can't come into your life because you're holding on to because you got comfortable with the people that's already in your life. But they didn't hit their glass ceiling, right? And you've yet to hit your glass ceiling, but you can't elevate because you're still in the room with the same people. I love y'all, man, but I promise y'all, I fuck around and start charging. Like, I'm going to start charging for the podcast. Like, matter of fact, we're going to start off with 5 cents. Like, I think each podcast from here on out, 5 cents per podcast. Like, if y'all can't afford to pay 5 cents to hear my doggone slurring ass voice, then you don't deserve the good message I'm giving you people. I promise you that, right?
Take that back.
Just jokes now. This will always, what? Well, I'm joking. If we start charging, I promise you won't be fucking 5 cents. That's for damn show. But nah, I love the people. I love what I do. I love to come on and run my mouth. I love to be me, right? Whether you like me, dislike me, can't stand me, think I'm a piece of shit, it's quite all right. I know one thing. You listen this far. And next week you're going to listen to, because you be like, what is this idiot going to say next? And then what is his co-host crazy ass going to say too? So yeah, let me stop talking for a hot second. I guess we can do our usual right now. What's good with you? What's popping with you? Like, besides your friend throwing up, and like, this dude's really a dick, right? He got problems, right? I do. Like, so besides your friend throwing up, besides, I seen the pictures, so it looked like y'all was, turned up like y'all was in college days. What was going on at the party last night? At the get together? Let me not say party.
My mom said she was upstairs laughing at us laughing. She's like, I have no idea what they were talking about. She's like, but she was like, it'd be quiet for like a hot second. And then she said it would get really loud. And she's like, but it's like, 7 of us. So there's like 7 different tones, 7 different laughs. And she's like, then they start another conversation. Then they start another conversation. Then she's like, I hear, hey. I was like, when I watched the videos back, I was like, yeah, I know what some of that is. I know what some of that is. She's like, did y'all run outside? I was like, we did go outside a couple times. I was like, I wouldn't say run. I was like, we're a little old for all that now. Well, some of us are. Some of us are pushing 40 or already over 40. But like I said, when everything was done, she was sitting at the chair at the dining table and she looked like she was going to slump. And I was like, huh. And then I told my other girlfriend was kind of a couple sheets to the wind. I said, well, you follow her. I'll take care of her. And then when she hit the floor, I was like, uh-oh, Houston, we have a problem. And I heard that. I'm like, not my floors. My floors took it. That I had spent most of the day cleaning. Because, when you have people come over, you go through that whole rah, let me get my house clean. Like, you go above and beyond the lived-in dirt clean. For anybody,
oh yeah, for sure.
If y'all don't know the difference, y'all just nasty. Listen, y'all got lived in dirt, like where you just kind of like barely mopping the kitchen floor, like you mop it where it's like it's decent, but like you don't get in all the corners. Like you just make sure like the surface dirt is done. Nope, that was not me. I busted out the real vacuum cleaner, not the handheld. Vacuumed all the stairs, cleaned the bathroom top to bottom. Got in all the corners of every room, made sure everything was nice, went and bought snacks. I was a really good hostess. I was actually very proud of myself because I really am normally not. I feel like sometimes when I'm hosting, like I feel like it's like peanut butter but no jelly. Like I have one thing but not the other. But I made sure to have chips and salsa, pretzels and all that. But yeah, getting up this morning to clean puke off my house, not the highlight of my day.
To be young, gifted, and black. To say the least, right? Yeah, well, I'm glad y'all had a good time, truly, definitely glad that y'all had a good time. It's definitely a good look.
Yeah. I heard there's more footage that somebody else, because I shared mine, what I had, and they shared what they had, but then apparently there's some extra footage. So I'm like, oh Lord, I'm sure that's when it all started to go downhill. It's a good time. I'm really sad to see the whole reason we even had the shindig was a lot of them are leaving the department or leaving the ER. And so the thing is, like you said, you have encounters with people who, are friends or as they become family, and, having them, when you're at work as much as I am, your coworkers really do become a part of, your circle, your family. And these are the ones that I talk to on a daily basis. I'm not a big share of my business. The podcast gets a lot of it, but of people that I don't really know, they don't. But these girls really have. When I started, took me under their wing, let me know, where's the best vending machines, what stuff I needed to have like in my locker, stuff to keep on hand. If I have any questions about my job, they were the ones to go to, and they really, really made it, easy. And when the podcast started, they were kind of like our first listeners, like the ER. I remember the first night it came out, like I was at the ER and they were like, every shift was listening to it. And so, it's really dope to work in a place that does. And the people support you. I can't say, an entity does, because that's saying a lot, but, to have people who really are in your corner, no matter what you do, it's a good look. It's a good look. And I appreciate them. I didn't appreciate the ending of last night, but, it's all good. Next time, I make sure it's outside. Okay. Next time, I make sure it's outside. It stays outside. It wasn't supposed to rain. And then it rained. And it messed up everything.
Okay. Well, I'm glad old girl got home and, she's
sure?
10 pounds lighter. Okay, I really don't care.
Okay, thank
No,
you.
I do care that she got home. I mean, I don't. No, don't get me wrong. I don't wish death on anybody, but I don't know her, so I don't feel no type of way. Right? I just don't. But I'm just glad y'all had a good time. I understand. I don't want to act like I'm a total stick in the mud and I don't get it, but I don't know, man. I guess I really want to drive home the point about, how we need to manage our time. And sometimes we have to, excuse me, once again, water kicking in. I
It's okay.
promise you,
Where's Daisy?
you might
Tell her
can
to come birth
edit
the
this part
baby.
out. I don't know. I think my wife want to kill me. She was begging me to come eat. I was like, nah, I got this podcast. I got to go do it. I'll chop somebody's head off. And she's like,
Nah,
what the hell head you got to chop up, boy?
She's
No,
used
she
to
said,
it.
boy, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere, I guess all the women in my life talk to me crazy. So, I don't know, man. Like, I guess, long story longer, like, just, I don't know. We all want something. We all want, like, for people that want something, I won't say we all, because some people don't. They don't. Like, for people that want something, whatnot, it's a lot to go into it, even when me and, Miss Rose is not, going ham on each other behind the microphone, because I promise you, this is not a one-sided, me give and she take. It's a two-sided affair. I guarantee you that, right? I'm just ballsy enough to, bring it, center stage. But one thing we do agree on, that it's working there somewhere. And you got to find, your level of how much you're going to do. And then you got to find a level of how much over that you're going to do. And I think that's one of the biggest obstacles in people that want to become entrepreneurs, or people that want to better their lives. They don't understand that, what you've been doing is only going to get you what you've been doing. You got to start doing something else to get something new in your life, whatever it is, right? Like your marriage may be on the rocks. Okay, be a better husband, be a better wife. Your kids don't respect you because they see the bullshit, because you're from the don't do as I say, not what as I do. Then do as you say. You the parent, do as you say. So when you tell the kid to do as I say, they seeing you do as you say as well. So it makes that, I got to do that because they actually do that, right? I promise you, my daughter used to come downstairs and look at me work, and she'd sit up, and then I used to have, when we was over, before we moved here, I would sit in my chair and I would just put my hands behind my head and just stare at the screen. And she's like, what are you looking at? And so that's when I was, doing book covers at the time. And I was like, it got to talk to me. If it's not talking to me, then I know there's work left to be done, right? And so fast forward maybe a year, maybe 2 years later, she's to the point now that she really wants to get her YouTube channel off the ground. And you'll never guess who I've seen sitting at the kitchen table with her hands behind her head. Yeah, like, y'all don't understand, man. Just for me personally, parenting has pushed me to a whole nother level, right? Like, just because I can't sit back. If I was to sit back and rest on my own shit, man, I'm just going to work, watching TV, going to work, watching TV. That's it. I'm gonna die one day. I'm just waiting on that day to die. But being as though I want more for my kid than I have had, right? And the only way to do that is to produce now. And in producing now, I'm actually showing her she don't have to look at TV and find a role model. She doesn't have to look outside of her house to find out somebody that's actually, positioned himself to earn a full-fledged living and nobody's paying them, right? Because, profits is better than wages. Shout out to my man, Jim Rome. I love that line, by the way. Profits are better than wages, right? And if anybody's confused by that simple line, think about it. When you work, you get paid a wage. When you employ yourself, you profit in your money. You are paying your own way, right? And so she gets to look at me now when it's possible. Like me telling her that she doesn't have to go to college, that you can start right now, 10 years old, find your lane, you know what I mean? Get dirty in your lane. Daddy's here to help you. And by the time you even approach your teens, you're well on your way. Like you're well on your way. You're well on your way. So, my ranting, me being crazy, me being an ass, it's all calculated. I love to play chess. It's all calculated, but it's true. No matter if I thought about it, no matter if this has been brewing for a moment, it's all true. It's all me, right? To bring this podcast, full circle, This wasn't necessarily about, me trying to chop Kern's head off, although her neck is dangling. It was more so about me getting a point across to whoever listening why you're coming up short, in your life. Like if you want to be an entrepreneur, why are you coming up short? You're not going hard enough, and you're three things. You're not going hard enough, right? You're surrounding yourself with people that can't pull you. They can't pull you no further. So if they're not pulling you any further, then you can't go no further. Like you've been seen the meme all across IG, Facebook, where in LinkedIn, right? If I forgot who said that. If you got four certain people, you'll be the fifth. Yeah, right. So if you're surrounding yourself with four people and those people are not too bright, you're still going to be the fifth not brightest person because you're surrounding yourself with four not bright people. So get around some people that's smarter than you, that has more connections than you, that definitely has more money than you, that has more influence than you. I mean, get around people that makes you uncomfortable. Like you don't even want to talk around these people because they're going to look at you like, what? What are you saying? What are you talking about? You want to get around those people because what's going to happen is you're going to get tired of feeling uncomfortable, right? And that's going to make you step your game up. It's going to definitely make you step your game up, right? The other thing is by all means, please get out your own way. You're not as important, as you think you are. What you look, nobody cares what you look like. Who cares? And I'm talking to me. I ain't talking to you, but you can benefit by listening to me talk to myself right now. I'm married. So no matter what I sound like, as long as you can make out what I'm saying, definitely no matter what I look like, right? Because my wife, she, I love my baby. She like, he's so handsome. I'm like, have you seen me in the mirror lately? And that's just me being tough on myself. But as long as I'm still attracted to her, I shouldn't be worried about what I look like to people I don't know. Only thing I need to be worried about is I'm giving them the best information that I'm possibly giving them at that time. That's the only thing I need to be worried about. So I had to get out my own way and realize yo, you bugging. You so stuck on you that you blocking you from going up to the next level because you don't want to do videos. You don't want to be seen. You don't take no pictures. You don't want to talk. You don't want to do none of this wild cowboy shit because you so vain and you worrying about somebody that don't even know you. But you home every day with the people that you love the most and they love you no matter what you look like, no matter how you sound, but you tripping on people that don't even know you. Like, what the fuck? Last thing is and whatnot, the definitely last thing is and whatnot, all this I'm talking about is work. But once again, if I tell you that faith without work is dead, then you got to be a proponent of reaching out to a higher power. Now you can go and put a label on it. I don't care whether you be Christian. I don't care but you got to reach out to a higher power, even if that higher power is within yourself, right? Because God does reside in the temple. The temple is the body. Somebody fact check me. One of you Christians out there fact check me, right? So if you got to reach within yourself, or you got to pray within yourself, because you're actually praying to God, because in the temple is the body, then you do that. And I promise you, just stop waiting for, and I guess this is my nugget of the day, right? So stop waiting for the big boom. Stop waiting for that giant aha moment. Stop waiting for you to have this larger than life, learning moment where it just all magically comes together and I get it now. It don't work that way. A lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of, putting off what you want to do now so you can do what you want to do now for the rest of your life. And praying. And then surrounding yourself with great people. And I'm not talking about people that's going to pat you on your back and tell you, oh, I see you, or oh, that's cool. I'm talking about people that's going to, pat you on your back with you when you're doing well, right? But they're not going to pat you on your back, but so much. But they're going to definitely kick in your ass when you fucking up. If you don't have enough people in your life that's going to pull your card, then you're not around family. And you wonder why these doggone rappers, these doggone celebrities always get into trouble and always coming out looking like assholes. Because there's not enough people in their circle that's man enough to tell them yo, Slim, you fucking up. Like that move you did was some shit. If you don't believe me, Kevin Hart has a special on Netflix right now documenting his whole thing when he stepped out on his wife, right? And then he gets on the plane and him and his trainer get into it and they cut the camera. Now that could have been done for theatrics' sake because it was a pretty cute documentary up to that point, but it had no sauce. So the sauce, like wrestling, could have been scripted. Don't know, don't care. But what I'm telling you is that it would have never got to that point if one of his homeboys would have pulled this coat to like, Slim, you bugging. But being as though he was the money bag, ain't nobody stop him. They just let him ride out. And then he had to come back and clean it up and apologize. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think his wife was like, that was you. That wasn't him. That was all you. You was the fuck out of control. But his man, everybody that was in his clique ain't say nothing. Because he the money. I'm not the money, right? So people, I promise you, people in my circle, look, man, and I know I'm going on forever. It's all right. Like, break out the pen and the pad. My man Kenny brought me to tears. I'm a grown ass fucking man. I'm standing inside of Barnes and Noble in fucking tears. Cause I kept telling him, yo, I'm gonna get this podcast popping. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Da 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 da. I had the rap down so good I could have been a pimp. I was talking that talk. I just need a hoe to walk that walk, you dig? That's what I needed. My man said, oh. And he pulled my card. He pulled my card like a bitch ass nigga I was, because I kept talking that bitch ass shit. He pulled my card. Slim, you been saying this shit for X amount. Slim, you been saying. And he ran down the whole itinerary of what I've been saying. And I wasn't executing on shit. He pulled my card. I'm standing there fighting back tears, and I got tired of fighting at 11th floor. People was walking past me like I was on the phone getting bad news. People was walking past me like somebody had died. People was walking past like me saying prayers like, oh my, I don't know what he's going through, but it looked like he going through something. People was walking past me like, I'm glad that's not me. But what they don't know, because my circle is who my circle is, like, we gonna pull your card and we gonna let you know. No, what you saying and what you doing is not cutting it at all. I promise you it's not. And being though it's not, I'm going to let you know. So as I stood in the middle of Barnes Noble and he ran down everything I said I was going to do and did not execute, I'm like, I drew a line in the sand. Told myself, if I say I'm going to do something, because I'm not perfect, right? And as long as you're alive, we're not seeking perfection. We're seeking execution. It's a big difference. Know the difference.
Hi, Rocco. Did I hear the dog come in your office?
Jesus. I give my best work and you concerned about a funky ass dog.
I like
Lord
the dog.
Have mercy. I'm glad one of us do. I don't. And it's my dog. I can't stand him.
Don't be mean to Rocco. Rocco didn't do nothing to you. Maybe you bit your ankle. He probably need to.
Nah, boy, I got, I'm old. My glasses came and he looked at me like, who are you? I still smell the same rock as me.
He did the double
take.
You
look at me like, I don't know who you are.
Did he do the head
tilt
or did
me.
The double take?
He did. He looked at me like, and it's like, you look familiar, but you a new male. Like, I can't wait till daddy come home. I'm gonna tell him that, mommy got somebody new in here. Yeah, it's me, fool. He still got his head tilted trying to figure it out. Anyway.
Shout out to Rocco, the family dog. He's cute, guys. You should put a picture of him up. No. I'm not that sappy, please. See, you got to find the balance of the asshole.
Yeah. The toilet paper regularly finds the balance in the middle every time. Lord, forgive me for my sins.
Oh, God, he's back to singing.
Anyway, you want to close this out?
I was going to. I was getting there. I know how to do my job.
I mean, you keep talking about Rocco. You're talking about Jesus. Jesus does not listen to the podcast.
Right. But you was just talking about Christians and rosary beads 30 minutes ago. So
what's that got to do with the price of tea in China? I just know that when this microphone comes on.
Oh, okay.
What?
I said, if we are the temple, ain't Jesus here?
Oh, for sure. But I also know when this microphone comes.
When the microphone cuts on what?
I don't. You keep talking over me, so I'm gonna stop talking. Like, we can dance together. We can't. You know what I mean? We can sing together. We can't talk together. But when this microphone come on, Jesus be like, okay, right. I'm gonna go ahead and I got some miracles across the earth. I'm gonna go to because I'm not gonna listen to this bullshit here. There's no telling what he gonna say.
Okay, Lord, if you choose to leave him, that's all right. Don't leave me. Don't. I need you to hold me.
Now you guys understand. God loves us all. On there, get that twisted. People like, oh, I got it. Oh, I got it, man. If you don't stop, man, please.
I was gonna say something. Never mind. This is your girl, the Thorny Chic, Karen.
Oh, stop! We don't do the giggling high school shit. What you started to say? Speak your piece.
I was, and then you interrupted me.
Okay, I'm quiet now.
Again, this is your girl, Thorny Chic, Karen KK Rose, alongside
she's so full of shit.
Co-host, what's your tagline? Oh, the lovable asshole, DK Walker. The lovable part is questionable today. You can follow us on all social media platforms. You can check the show notes. You do not have to send me messages. You do not have to check on me. I'm quite used to DK and his rants. Today is just another day in the life of us. I'm okay. I'm not about to go do anything harmful to me or to him. I'm not even going to tell Jesus to smack him because I can't reach him right now. I'm just.
Well, first of all, I stay in Maryland. Your monkey ass is in the Midwest, so
right.
Unless you're catching a flight,
but Jesus will definitely close the gap.
So you okay? If we believe in the same God, if we believe in the same, I don't understand how he's going to harm one of his kids to appease another one of his kids.
But he corrects his children, just like a good father corrects their children.
First of all, a kid has to be wrong before he's corrected. A kid has to be wrong before he's corrected.
And you never think you're wrong.
I didn't say that at this instance right now. No, not right here, right now, right here.
Nobody gave instances. You just said a child has to be wrong.
Right. But you acting like first, like what you just said was, nobody DM you, nobody, because you weren't about what people think. You said, you got to read in between the lines. If the shoe was on the other foot and then you would have pulled my card, I'm not knocking your hustle, but I'm not going please check on me. Please, and then what I would tell the people that would DM me or check on me, I know it looks bad. I know it sounds bad. And, don't forget, you're the one that still puts out because you do stuff, right? You was emphatic about how I was painting that picture. You're the one that's going to put this podcast out. So if this podcast never sees the light of day, that is nothing I can do. That's not my job, right? You're going to see. Y'all got to understand how this really works. I said what I said, right? I didn't mince any words, but at the end of the day, she's going to edit it, right? And she's going to create the video for it, right? She's going to send that back to me and I'm upload it. But she's going to, for the most part, she's going to do the rest of the work because I've been turned over that to her. So, you don't got to tell them to check on you. If you really feel a certain type of way, I was disrespectful, if you feel as though I was too harsh, if you feel as though that this conversation should have been held behind closed doors, then you just don't have to put on the podcast.
True. But there's no point since time is of the essence and time is valuable, there's no point in wasting an hour's worth of footage. But people are going to feel some kind of way and they're going to want to make comments, which they're welcome to. I'm just not addressing. That's all I'm saying. They can send them all to the email that's in the show notes. That's called askdk@nlpublishing.com. ENELpublishing.com.
Okay, look. As my co-host does not want to be bombarded with that nigga crazy. I don't know how you working with him. That nigga some shit. Text me. What's the text number, hon? What is it? Could you get them people to text number, please?
You don't know the number?
Look, hey.
What?
202 something.
You're right. 202-715-1645.
Right. So that's a text only number. If you feel as though, because I know all of I don't got no fans. I promise you I don't. If you feel as though I was too hard, if I was too harsh on Miss Rose, if you feel as though that, I went above being an asshole, if you feel as though there was a better way to have this conversation, however you may feel, do not bombard Kern with your feelings, right? I'm going to put my hand up. Right. We just gave you the text only number. Hey, could you say that one more time, please, and say it loud and clear and slow down? I want them to, so they don't have to rewind it. So could you say it again for the people? 202
7 1 5 1 6 4 5. Bingo.
Right. Okay. So don't address her, right? Because she said she's fine. She's not going to cry. She ain't going to catch a red eye flight and pull up to my doorstep.
I didn't say
and
that part.
stab
I
me.
did not say that part. I didn't say that part. I didn't tell you I
Okay.
wasn't.
All right.
That part I didn't say.
Well, Nikki
I'm
may
off.
feel a certain way.
No.
I'm not tripping. Nikki may feel a certain way.
She got life insurance on you. She good.
That's what my mother said. She might feel a certain way. She be like, "Oh shit, I'm about to cash out, finally."
Right.
So she might feel away for a minute. But now my daughter, like, you got to make sure she ain't home. Like, come on now. Like, Dad, what you did? What? That what?
Listen,
I'm daddy.
I'm not crazy enough to kill you. I'm just crazy enough to wound you. I still need you.
If anything happens to me, people, it's on record. If anything happens to me in the near future, I need y'all to go to Toledo, in the Midwest.
Oh, you gonna put me out? Put me out. Oh, you gonna put
damn right. If something happens to me in the near future, you go find this yellow chick in the Midwest. That's what you go do.
Again,
Exactly.
I'm not gonna kill him, y'all. I'm gonna wound him. I still need him. For the rest of 40-some years, 80 years, however long Jesus decides.
Yeah, however long I'm.
Yeah,
before they call me home.
Jesus don't want you. I keep trying to tell you, Jesus don't want you yet. Jesus is like, I got my job. I don't need you to help me, because you the type that gonna go up there and go, God, we could do this. Michael Jordan had food poisoning and still showed up for his job. So can you do yours a little better over here? And then God
I can't lie. I think
God's gonna reconsider your entrance, and now he can't be opposite of who he is, so he can't send you straight to hell. So he's just gonna send you back. Listen, I'm not about that life. So
it's crazy that you say that, because I believe, and I know that we went down a different rabbit hole, right? Some people don't believe. Me personally, I believe that. I believe in reincarnation. As crazy as that may sound, right? And this is the reason why. This is a personal thing. So I guess y'all getting a whole lot out of me today, to say the least. So this is the reason why I believe in reincarnation. They have a saying. They say that every time somebody dies, somebody is born. If that has any truth to it, the number on earth never changes. You can't document the exact time of death and birth of every individual. But if that has any inkling of truth to it, then that means the number of people on earth never changes. I know that seems like a crazy reason to believe in reincarnation. The other thing is, we are all here to fulfill a job, a mission. There's something that we got to do. Nobody's not going to die before their time. And so people hear me say that, and they're like, okay, so what about the babies? Like the babies that's essentially murdered, or they die from some certain type of illness, whatever, what for that brief moment that they had to bring joy to somebody's life, for that brief moment, nobody leaves Earth until the reason that they were put here for is accomplished, right? So that's come you got people that die at extremely young ages, and that's come you got some old people that they doggone skin like shoe leather, and they still holding on. You know what I mean? Their purpose in life has yet to be fulfilled. That's why they still here. But once that's done, then you move on to, you come back again, and because you have another purpose. You have another reason why you need to be here. So that's just, I guess a look into my mindset. Some people may think that's strange. It's cool. It is what it is, man. That's just what I honestly believe. Anyway,
you're coming back as a cow.
Had a great joke for that. I'm gonna leave that alone. No, I'm not coming back as a cow.
No, but Indians do believe that. Indians believe you come back as animals. They don't believe you come back as people. That's why I said that. That's why they don't. That's why a lot of them are vegetarians, because they don't know who they feel like the cow could be somebody's uncle.
Well, shit. Give me the A1 steak sauce, and I'll tell you what your uncle tastes like. That was wrong. It's terrible. Yeah, it is what it is, right? So, all jokes aside, this was a special podcast. It started off on what you would think to be a personal note, but I hope I was articulate enough to show you the type of people that you need in your life if you want to succeed. Please don't, and I don't want you to agree with my methods, right? But by all means, understand that, I will be honest, there's a better way I could have had this conversation with her. As I promise there's a better way. We didn't have to do this conversation in front of y'all, right? But what needed to definitely happen is and she said it, right? And it's not me being an ass. And I hope she should, or anybody else should feel the same way. With me or without me, she should be wherever she wants to go to in life. It should not rest upon me. And so what I'm trying to get across to her is I'm going to get to where I'm going to with you or without you. I prefer it to be with you because it's harder to do on your own, right? That means I got to find a new team. I got to, if I'm going to lose, I got to plug somebody else in. Like, I'm not trying to do all that, right? But you put nobody before you and where you want to go to. At the end of the day, it has to rest upon you and your shoulders. And like I said earlier, the problem with most of y'all feel a certain type of way of the conversation that we just had, or better yet, me just on my motherfucking rant. But the problem is you don't got another me in your life. And I'm not saying that in a conceited way. You don't have somebody that's going to tell you about yourself. You just got a bunch of yes men. You ain't even a star. And you got a bunch of yes men in your life and you wonder why your life suck. Like, okay, so you the man in your house, but your wife is so scared of you. She's scared to tell you that you leading your family in a fucked up way. You know what I mean? Your kids are so like, I don't want to tell daddy that he ain't a good father, right? Because nobody can't tell you nothing. So don't think for 1 second that, I'm just I'm a big highway, but it's a one way on the highway. Like, please, my door's always open. When I fuck up, when I'm come up short, anybody that's in my life, anybody that's in my circle has the green light to tell me about my monkey ass. I told you my little brother had me crying. Like, I'm 40 something years old. This a couple years ago. I'm 48, 47. I'm in tears in the middle of motherfucking Barnes and Noble because we had that open relationship. And so as you're listening to this podcast, now we back on again. As you're listening to this podcast, when are you feeling uncomfortable? Like, I feel uncomfortable listening to this, and you need this uncomfortable in your life. And you wonder why you just stuck on stupid. You wonder why you're not progressing. You wonder why you just can't never seem to get nothing right because you're so comfortable.
Sorry, I was checking the videos. What you right?
Say again?
I said sorry, I was checking the videos. Making sure they're still uploading. I was multitasking, sorry. But you're right. Everybody doesn't have a you, and you do. No, in all seriousness. It is, we always say this on the podcast, you have to have those hard conversations. And I did not have to show up to the podcast because I knew what the podcast was about. I knew I was the lamb. I was the sheep going for the slaughter, y'all. I knew what was going to happen because he literally said, we're taking this to the podcast, give me 10 minutes, which I figured he was making coffee. I was upstairs working on something else. I'm working on other podcast episodes. Brought my computer downstairs, got on. I knew what we were going to do. But, truthfully, if I didn't want to do it, I don't have to. I don't have to show up. Just that simple.
Facts.
If I don't want to do it, I just don't do it. It's how it goes.
Anybody that knows you, anybody that's in your circle, anybody that's in the Midwest, any of your girls, you know what I mean? If they truly know you, they know you're only going to do what you want to do. And if you didn't want to go through the bullshit or have this conversation publicly,
it wouldn't have gone down.
Then I'd have sent the invite and been sitting my ass here waiting.
Yep.
Waiting.
And I'd have been done 8 snacks. Listen, finished work. And then this is the whole like disrespectful part of it. You would have been sitting there waiting. Then I would have emailed you. Please check your email for what? All new episode videos have been sent to you. Rappers been done. This is done. Good night. You'd be like, whoa, I sent you a link. Oh, I saw it. I wasn't coming to the party. Just wasn't. So. And that's a life lesson too. You don't have to accept the invitation to every quote unquote argument. This wasn't an argument. This is just our working situation. This is our working relationship. This is how it goes. Every now and then, I'm the one to.
It's usually not this intense. I promise you, it's not. It's it's been a time or two when something happened. I'm thinking like you bullshitting. You know what I mean? So it's just we have and then it's been a time or two, and so I'm just thinking like because what happens is, like I said, if I'm the frame, I can't see the picture, and so by me doing this publicly, people. Excuse me for 1 second. People, just hold on for 1 second. I'm going to take
this baby.
Yes, I did, and that was a huge burp. My bad. I did. I had to find it. Like, okay, that's what that button did.
Yes, that's when because you choose to drink LaCroix, sparkling water, and all that.
I ain't even drinking the LaCroix. I took that shit ain't water.
You did,
right? No. I don't drink sodas. I try my best not to drink sodas.
No, isn't that the one you like? Pop water? Isn't that what it's called?
Pop. I'm on the East Coast. I ain't in the Midwest.
I don't
know. The fuck is a pop water?
I don't know. Smart water. Man. I knew it was
Yeah,
one of the
sparkling water is what it is. But yeah, I went past 7-Eleven. They got I ain't buy the LaCroix joint because I'm trying to wean myself off, but I wanted to burp. You know, I mean, you have dinner, you want to let that good belch out, so you usually do a soda. So that's how I actually got on the sparkling joint, right? So yeah, I do apologize for the excessive burping. Please forgive me. I'm not really that.
One day you're gonna stop drinking bubbly on the air, as he texted
right.
me.
I just need to. Yeah, true. I do apologize. That's me. So hopefully, the person that edits the podcast can,
No.
snip,
Nope.
like a circumcision.
Nope.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Nope. I'm not doing vasectomies.
You gonna leave that
today.
shit in?
Yeah, I'm not doing vasectomies today.
I said a I ain't say shit about. Yeah.
The snip.
Leave my lining intact.
Again, that's pretty ridiculous.
Leave my lining intact is what you do.
You're lying. What lining? See, here we go. And then
What you just say? You said what did you just say you was about to do? You're not doing
vasectomy.
So leave my lining intact.
Oh, the only people I know with lining is women.
Look, when you do a vasectomy, right, you got to cut some episode or to make it so you're not skeeting no more.
Well,
so leave my lining intact.
Listen, nobody's coming for your plumbing. They just make sure that your boys don't go through the plumbing, so you don't have no babies.
Leave my lining.
Leave your plumbing.
Let them swim. I can't swim, but you let my little mans to them swim. Little salmons.
There's no L in it.
Let them swim. They shouldn't have spelled it that goddamn way.
If I can knife you, you gonna know the difference.
Yeah, I'm a bleed. I'm a butt lead. Okay. I'm not gonna bleed. I'm a butt lead.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
If I can knife you gonna know the difference between knife and knife.
Right. Well, like anyway, shank. God damn it.
It's a shame.
We could have
box cutter.
You could have been in the show, but you jive like on the slick boy type. I'm like, thought we're done. Close us out. You know what I mean?
Nah, I mean, yes, Southeast DC. I know what you mean.
To say the least. All jokes aside, man. I appreciate y'all. Like this fool is bipolar. I appreciate y'all.
And he was swears me. But swears up and down to me, Jesus. Swears me.
Nah, I ain't bipolar. Just I'm gonna call a spade a spade. You gonna feel how you want to feel regardless. Bipolar. Like you shitting me.
I stand up to pig. I'm
like this.
Bipolar.
If it takes for me to being I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna close the podcast because I'm not gonna wait for you to do it. So if it takes for me to be bipolar, if it takes for me to be an ass, if it takes for me to be a dick, if it takes for me being what y'all perceive to be disrespectful, whatever it takes. At the end of the day, when we doing our damn thing and we on the okay, and this is how you get here, and it's like how you perceive it to be. This is what it's going to take for us to get what we're trying to go to. Thank you for listening and good night.
Ooh, that's ratchet. No, that's not how you end the show. Oh, sit down before you hurt yourself. This is the Love Is podcast. It's your girl, that Thorny Chick, Karen KK Rose, alongside her co-host, the lovable asshole DK Walker. DK, tell the people goodbye properly. No burping.
Like I said, well, I think I'm done. But yeah. Right. Yo, appreciate you. Good night. Thank you. God bless America.
This episode of the Love Is podcast has ended. But please be sure to subscribe for more great content on sex, entrepreneurship, life, love, and how to get through the BS of it all. And don't forget to rate and leave a review so we can continue to bring more of that thorny chick, Karen KK Rose, and, dare I say, the lovable a-hole, Mr. DK Walker. See you on the next podcast.